the public during the time allowed for discussion. Your request to approach the microphone, state your name for the record and limit to present your remarks in order that others may be given an opportunity. The normal process on any agenda for the chair to read the item from the agenda. The board is given an opportunity to comment on the issue and or place a motion. Opportunity for discussion may be presented at which public may participate and a roll call vote will follow. We'll have a roll call vote, please.
Kyle.
Here.
Slosik.
Here.
Hits. Here.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a motion to approve the agenda. So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Kyle.
Yes.
Slosik.
Yes.
Hits. Yes.
Agenda approved. So on to number 5, adopt resolution 2023-11 for County Compensation Board compensation schedule for elected officials. And well, the budget process is coming along. You could say nicely, but well, there's just been some interesting things that have been brought up upon us, and one of them is the legislature is in the middle of working on Senate File 181, and this bill is proposed by the governor's office. It's relating to the calculation of assessment limitations for residential property passed in the Iowa Senate. So that passed in the Iowa Senate. It's still going in the Iowa House next week. What it does is it excludes multi-residential property from the calculation of the assessment limitation for residential property for assessment years beginning on or after January 1, 2022. So basically what that means is all the budgets that the county, city, schools, everyone's operating in right now, and has effect on that. And so the valuations that we've been relying on are changing. And so which that's requiring our budget process to change a little bit. And should this pass, which all the indications from the ISAC lobbyists are that it will pass and be signed into law by the governor, which then would allow us to extend the period to complete our budget to April 30th. We're fully anticipating that's what's going to happen, or something could change next week. You just never know. But so we're anticipating that. The rough dollar effect that we've done our own projections. I mean, it could be $275,000 that we're dealing with at the county level. And so we had a budget work session this morning, and we let all of our department heads know that that's what we're up against and what we're dealing with. And so we're preparing a worst case scenario of what's going on with this. But also, if this law doesn't pass, we next week need to get to the newspaper a publish of our budget without this. So we're kind of in an interesting timing. With that said, we're in a kind of in a delayed process of moving forward. And so we can decide if we want to act on this today, or we can also, as it appears our budget process will be delayed, we can move this further down the road until we're more comfortable with what is going on and with all of our other departments.
I don't think we can make any good decisions here today. What's just been this blow that we've been out by the state. And I guess I want this to happen. I've been pushing for this for a few years here. I really want this, if it's all at all possible. But we have to take this budget situation into account. So it's probably best if we get the can down the road a little bit here, see where we end up.
Yeah, I guess I would agree with that. Until we have a little more certainty around the dollars we're going to be working with, I would like to hold off on this. Granted that we may get to next week and say, okay, it's time. But I would like to at least make the decision with the best information available. And I don't want to make a decision that is based on so much uncertainty right now. Because I would like to accept the recommendation. But I think we have to have all the information.
Yeah, if we move forward today, I think we could be setting something that's could be off from what the rest of what we need to do with the employees, and we want to make sure that we're in that ballpark to maintain good working environment and adequate to all of our employees in Marshall County. So I think that's the key thing. But
So, well, and just as we discussed this morning, I mean, right now we're in the process of having department heads help us prioritize. So it's scenario A and scenario B, and so I think we need time to make sure that they have the information they need to help prioritize in their areas. So.
yeah, absolutely. And a few of the things that we've been working on as is we, based on our health fund in general supplemental has in years past, we had reduced that underfunded because it had been overfunded. And well, it had been underfunded too long, so we're having to do some catch up. So that's one of our challenges budget wise that we're working on. The second thing is getting our ending fund balances to hit that 25%. And so those are the two big things we're taking care of it in the budget. On top of every department head has shared with us, the compensation board has shared with us, wages are behind in Marshall County. And we want to get after that the best we can. Now, what's been really neat about our budget process so far is our elected officials and department heads have worked really hard and come up with some good cuts, good ways of being efficient. And it's been fun in that process. But, it's painful at times when you're working on a budget, but it's been a really good process in watching our department heads and elected officials work in a very responsible manner to help us get to bottom line is to be responsible to the taxpayer. And as I know we're maybe upset with the timing of the legislature on this, I don't think that it's necessarily bad government and what was going on in the state legislature on this. This is all about helping the taxpayer. It just creates a little bit more of a difficulty for us in this process and a timing issue.
That's have not been done with a scalpel. They've been done with a samurai sword. They've really stepped up. Our department heads have really stepped up to make cuts.
So I would make a motion that we table the compensation board schedule for elected officials this time.
I would second.
With that motion and a second, is there any further discussion? I'll open that up to any other department head elected official here.
And I'd like to just leave it open-ended like that without a date, because I think we're gonna be a lot smarter next week and see what the legislature does, and we can set it, we can either add this to a regular meeting, or we can create a special and get it down to the time limit. So I like the open-endedness, so appreciate that.
And I want to thank the board too, but as like official, but the taxpayers first. Make sure we have to take care of our obligation. And we'll get prioritized.
Appreciate your patience on this.
Yeah. Thank you. Anything else as a comp board rep?
No, you're just going with the flow.
Thank you. All right, without any further comments or question, we have the motion on the table here to table this item. Roll call vote, please.
Kyle,
Yes.
Slosson,
Yes.
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 Excellent. All right. Continues on the table, but working hard at the table. So on to the public forum. Do we have any public forum? We have this chance. Great. Well, without any further public forum, I'm on to adjournment. I guess we will wait to determine when this next session will be. And without any further question or comment, this meeting is adjourned at 1:20. 12 p.m. Have a great weekend.